us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. 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 Because my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know what the problem is though? You know what the problem is though? It's definitely not me. It's definitely not me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's to everybody else. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. It's to everybody else. It's definitely not me.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like, man, you know what the before and I have no family. Because my dad had family, no family, and I have no family, no family, no family, no family. As though it's definitely not me. You know what? 27.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27. It's definitely not me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's to everybody else.
What rules, you sons of bitches?
Sam, if I could just get this sentence out. We can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
What's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well,
that you don't like?
I'm not going to, I don't have that much knowledge on it, but it's something that I'm not. I don't have that much knowledge on it, but it's something that I don't care for.
Dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you.
Is this thing on? Testing. 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 Is it on? Can anyone hear me? Hello? Testing. Testing. Is it on? So we got a show. This is the Above It All program, 1737. Just fucking keeps going. And that's crazy. So, but we're doing a show, and by we I mean me, because you're not doing a show. Lazy fucking little bottom feeders is what you are. Why don't you do a show? Why do I have to be the one to sit here and whine? What if I did like a thing where like we did 1 week and like some random person from the audience gets to host the show every day of the week? Would anyone be into that? Would anyone want to do a guest spot? Like, I'm going to select the stories. You get 1 story. I select the stories every day. You get to pick your own to add on top of that. And then you come on here and sit for an hour and do the fucking show. How does that sound? Huh? Anyway. So, got a show going on today. And I'm doing the show today, and today is the show, and got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about today on today's show, so bear with me here, because I'm going to be talking about things and stuff. So yeah, there you go. It's the prologue. It's the prologue. And so we got on the show, I got note sheet here. And on the note sheet is actually a reminder that Andrew Kohler, frequent chat user, Andrew Kohler, did something really bad, and I think we really need to talk about this. In fact, let me go get the material, because this is some crazy ass shit. This is some crazy ass shit. You know, everyone thinks, oh, Andrew Kohler, chat user, you know, totally normal person. But it's actually not true. That's actually not true. So here we have a comment thread. Now this is from yesterday. So Andrew Kohler comes into my show comment section and says, this is on the weed article. Now, at the bottom of their comment, they slip this in. The European day month is logically superior. Wrong. Totally wrong. And I'll tell you why. The month, day, year format is better. It's better. 11/23/22 is better than 23/11/22. I'm sorry. It's just fucking better. Okay? The European date format fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Okay? Anybody that's from Europe will tell you it fucking sucks. Right? Anybody who's from America will tell you it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Now, I'm willing to say that having the year first is good, but that's not what Europe does. Okay? That's not what Europe does. Europe does not do year first. They don't. Maybe some countries do. But most Europeans just switch the month and the day. So, I'm just saying, month, day, year is better than day, month, year. That's factual. Now, I will admit, year, month, day, probably superior. If there was some sort of movement in the United States of America to put the year first, that's something I'm interested in. But day, month, year fucking sucks. Why is that? Why do you ask? Why? It's like 1, 2, 3, right? Why does that suck, right? But here's the thing. Europeans are stupid. They're dumb, right? They're like Neanderthals. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of Neanderthals still living there. And they created a system, a long time ago, and it sucks. It sucks. Americans do not improve much. I will tell you this. Americans, this might be the only example. This is the exception that proves the rule here, that Americans also fucking suck. Right? But this is the exception that proves the rule. Americans are like, what the fuck? 2311? Nah, that's some bullshit. It's November, bitch. It's November. You sort your shit by the month, not the day. You know, imagine you're going into a table of contents, right? And it's like, oh, this happened on the 23rd. Oh, shit, it's the 23rd of March. Fuck, and it's June now. Fuck, shit. Again, bad system, really bad. And so I'm just throwing that out there. Andrew Kohler, disappointed. I'm not going to lie. If I will be truthful, I will say this, that I'm disappointed. Now, again, compromise. I'm willing to compromise. Year, month, day. That's the objective, superior version. Okay? Day, month, year, garbage. Garbage, right? That's garbage. Month, day, year, it's okay, right? But year, month, day would be the superior form of tracking things. So just throwing that out there as a little opener. Andrew Kohler, of course, was here earlier, but then, very conveniently disappeared as soon as this segment started. So I'm just throwing that out there. That's strange. Definitely take note of that. But there you go. So I just wanted to start the show with that. Get some house cleaning out of the way. And so I don't have my pen on me, but if I did, I'd scratch it off. But I'm just gonna use my fingernail and do it for my own entertainment. So, Max the dog is moving. I see Max moving. Hi, Max. Okay. Andrew Kohler, $5. Correct that year, month, day is best, but I've never heard a European say they don't like their system, though. That's because Europeans are brainwashed. Now, I'm talking about American Europeans or European American, whatever. They move to America and they're like, oh, shit. Now, again, imperial measurement system, throw it in the bin. That's rubbish, you know? So, but I will say, Fahrenheit, throw it in the bin. Fahrenheit's garbage. That said, month, day, year is better than day, month, year. Now, again, year, month, day is the best. That is objectively superior. But all of that being said, month, day, year is better than day, month, year. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Europeans are dumb. So anyway, but thank you, Andrew Kohler, for the $5. By the way, I'll make a note of that. Except I won't because I don't have my pen. So anyway, we got Retro Boomer in the chat. I like turtles. That's cool. Goddamn retro ass boomer. We got Fun P. Kay Brown is my outgoing governor, and I love you giving her the business. She should have wiped all weed convictions. So smart on your behalf. I am smart. That's true. That is very true. You should do a super chat, Fun P, but just copy and paste so smart on your behalf, just so it's like in larger text, you know. Just I'm just suggesting something, just so that everyone else knows how smart I am. And anyway, your computer froze. Interesting. That's very interesting. Once again, I gotta make note of that. But I don't have a pen, so I can't. But I would if I. Anyway, so got a show. Oh, you like Fahrenheit better than Celsius? Oh, really, Andrew Kohler? Oh, really? Okay, so you're not really this like academic intellectual that you pretend to be. If you like Fahrenheit more than Celsius, have you ever heard of decimal points? Have you ever heard of fucking decimal points, jackass? Fun P, $9.99. So smart, so smart. Bob Carmody, so smart, so smart. Thank you. Oh, Christ almighty. I say let's abolish temperature. Anyway. I don't even know. I'm going to do like a big segment here, and I don't know. Maybe I'll cut this into 2. I'm not sure. Retro Boomer, member for 2 months. Cool. I is smart. I don't know about that, Retro Boomer. Are you smart? All I know is one data point. You're watching this show. So far, that's good. 100% of the data we've collected points in that direction. No one uses decimal points and temperatures. I do sometimes, you know. But anyway, let me take a sip of my coffee. So this is a segment. I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. In fact, I was debating not doing this, but I decided that the good outweighs the bad on this one, and my discomfort is not as relevant as saying what I want to say here. But you know, there's lots of disinformation in the world, in the universe, right? The invention of language necessitated the invention of the lie. People have been lying for a long time. Lying is a weapon. It's a tool. But again, more importantly, it is a weapon, right? It is a weapon, okay? Language is a weapon. And the right wing knows that. Left-wingers, they have no fucking idea. Liberals, I don't even know where to begin with liberals, okay? Dumb motherfuckers. But right-wingers understand that language is a weapon and that you can use that weapon to inflict massive damage on society. For example, I'll real quick, you know, again, this is my prelude here. But hypocrisy. There is no such thing as hypocrisy on the right wing. That's called them using a weapon on you. Imagine, for all the Pokemon fans out there, if you don't know what Pokemon is, Pokemon go to the polls, you know. You use the weapon, you know, the move, confusion, right? And then it inflicts a wave upon your opponent and it confuses them. And in the state of confusion, if you're confused in Pokemon, or if your Pokemon is confused, there is a small chance that they will hit themselves in the confusion. Right-wingers know that. I don't know if right-wingers love Pokemon or if they just developed this weapon in another situation, but they love that. There is no hypocrisy on the right wing. It's a weapon. It confuses you. When you debunk right-wing misinformation, you're going on a wild goddamn goose chase. You're wasting your time. But are you? Because again, liberals, the dumbest motherfuckers in the world, they don't know jack shit, okay? We're talking about the zombies, right? Now again, right-wingers, they're zombies too, right? But they're zombies in like the Left 4 Dead kind of zombies. You know, these guys are running really fast and they're fucking, some of them are like mutants, you know, some of them are using weapons, you know, throwing shit at you. Those are the kind of zombies, right? You know, liberals are like the Dead Rising kind of zombies. Like they're fucking stupid, right? They'll just start eating each other because they're fucking dumb, right? So yeah, debunking right-wing misinformation is useful because it can get liberals to understand that these people are full of shit. But ultimately, think of the cost. Think of the cost, right? To lie has very minimal cost. You just lie once, maybe a couple times. You know, you don't have to like really think about it. You just lie. In order to debunk a lie, you need to logic out the arguments, right? That takes time. That takes mental processing power, right? You need to show proof. You need to have articles, evidence, right? Statistics on your side. That's a waste of your fucking time. That is why liberals are powerless in society. Liberals have controlled the government for the last 2 years and they got nothing done. Why? Because they're fucking garbage. Right-wingers got control of the government and they steamrolled us. They fucked us up. Why? Because they know that. They don't waste their time with like stupid fucking side quests, like debunking misinformation. But again, because there's so many dumb liberals in our society, debunking misinformation is valuable. It has that value. So I wanted to start this segment off with that. And again, I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. So there is this, I don't even know which one to start on. I think I'll start on this. According to the lawyer, now again, lawyers, the liberals love the law, but do they know anything about lawyers? Probably not. Okay. So here's an article here. This is the current meme of the day. Colorado club shooting. Now again, Colorado Springs club shooting. Suspect is non-binary. Attorneys say. Now, this guy has been charged with 5, to my understanding, 5 counts of a hate crime. Now, it should be 30 counts. Why was it a hate crime if you kill someone and not if you shoot someone, right? But to my understanding, it's been 5 counts of a hate crime. So the attorney, their goal is to get their client to reduce the charges, to plead them down. Now, again, the client here previously got out of doing major crimes, bomb threats, violence. They were facing years in prison. And attorneys got them out because this guy has a grandfather who is an elected representative or state senator from this area, right? They have a lot of political connections in the area. This guy got off a year ago for things that if you did, you would not have gotten off for. So again, this is another example. This guy is not non-binary. That's not true. Now again, is it possible that they're non-binary? It's possible. But I ask you this question. Is Tucker Carlson really she, her? It's possible. It's possible. In the same sense that it's possible a black hole will spawn in the orbit of the Earth and suck us all into it. It's possible. It's hypothetically something that could happen, but it's not true. Tucker Carlson does not go by she, her, right? This is a tactic that right-wingers do. It's called confusion. Again, to use the Pokemon analogy, their goal is to confuse people. Now again, liberals, dumb fuck motherfuckers. Liberals are dumb fuck motherfuckers. So they're going to go, oh, they're non-binary. Okay. Without giving it a second thought. Why? Because they're stupid. They're fucking stupid. They're dumb. They don't understand. They just don't understand that this is a war. They are in a war. But it, again, is not necessarily a hot war, though you can make the argument that it is. But it is more than that, an information war, which is a term that unfortunately has been adopted by the people that are the most successful in this battle. An information war, once again, is fought by confusing people with language being the main weapon. Now again, look at the 1930s, 1920s, and the rise of Nazism in Germany. Before the Holocaust, before the mass genocides, before the pogroms, what did Nazis do? They engaged in an information war campaign against Jewish people, promoting conspiracy theories about them, lying about them, right? Doing false flag events where they claimed Jewish people were doing evil things, right? They said Jewish people were pedophiles, etc. That is the information war stage, right? That is where we're in right now. Now, you can make an argument that we have transitioned into a hot war stage. It's an argument. I'm willing to debate that argument. I don't really have an opinion on that. But at the very least, It is verifiably true that this is an information war, a propaganda campaign. So again, I'm not going to bother reading this Axios article. It's garbage. But again, here's some other interesting details. Gun-crazed Colorado club shooting suspect used anti-gay slurs, neighbor says. A former neighbor and friend of Anderson Lee Aldrich said he heard him frequently use the word faggot and that he had a fondness for visiting a gun range. So again, is it possible that someone could hate gay people for their entire life and then go and murder gay people and trans people and just queer people in general, and then have like a moment where like they speak to God and they realize, whoa, maybe they were right and I'm non-binary too? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Is it possible that my stack of papers here will spontaneously combust? Yes, it's possible. But again, we're in the real world where probability is important. If something has a 99.9999999999999% chance of not happening or not being real, it's safe to say probably not real. So again, I want to use this article here for some details. Anderson Lee Aldrich kept an assault-type rifle and burner phone in a one-bedroom apartment near the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs, where he lived with his mother until a couple of months ago, according to Xavier Krause, a former neighbor in the same apartment hallway. Krause, 23, who said he once considered Aldrich a friend, also told the Daily Beast that the 22-year-old suspect in the mass shooting at the LGBTQ club Club Q that killed 5 people and injured 18 more on Saturday frequently used the word faggot. Aldrich has since been charged with 5 counts of murder and 5 hate crimes in connection. Now again, 5 hate crimes. 20 people shot, 5 hate crimes. Make it make sense. I can't figure it out. Like, if I shoot someone and say, I'm shooting you because you are transgender, or I'm shooting you because you are black, I'm shooting you because you are Jewish, and then let's say they dodge the bullet and run away, was that not a hate crime? I shot them with the intent to kill them specifically because of their identity. Now, if I fail to kill them, that doesn't automatically make it not a hate crime. But again, our country is fucking dumb. Quote, there would be times where he and his mom would get into fights, arguments, because he would be saying hateful things about whoever he was hateful with, Krause told the Daily Beast. He said things sometimes that probably should have been alarming to me. He used the term faggot a lot. Most of the time it came from a place of anger. Krause said that he called Aldrich Andy, but understood his neighbor's full name to be Anderson Lee Aldrich because Krause would sometimes pick up orders of medicine for him and his mother, whom he identified as Laura Vopel, again, the daughter of a politician in the area. Attempts to reach Vopel for comment on the story were not immediately successful. Colorado Springs police did not immediately respond to a request for comment. A spokesperson for the local prosecutor's office deferred a request for comment to a pending press conference. It was not clear if Aldrich had an attorney. So there are other examples of this guy hating gay people. Now, again, it's possible that the guy who went to a nightclub to mass murder queer people was just saying faggot in a casual way. It's possible, right? It's possible. You know what else is possible? That this glass mason jar full of water is going to blow up right in front of my face. That is possible. Okay? It's probably not going to happen. So again, also possible, Tucker Carlson is a woman. It's possible. It's possible. Hey, who am I to say, right? But again, that's how liberals think. This is how liberals think. They don't understand that language is a weapon. They don't understand that we're in a war. They don't care. Liberals don't give a fuck about minorities. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. How do you think that makes me feel? Right? Knowing that everyone else does not care, would not blink an eye if I get murdered because of who I am? That makes me fucking scared. I'm scared, okay? I'm not gonna lie. This shit's fucking scary. But let's move on here. Tucker Carlson. This is something I've said before, but you may have not known this. In a yearbook, he is referred to as a member of the Dan White Society. Now, for those of you that don't know what that means, to my understanding, first elected gay politician, Harvey Milk, in San Francisco, was murdered by another politician and friend of law enforcement named Dan White, who also murdered the mayor at the time. Dan White murdered Harvey Milk because he was gay. And he felt that because he was gay, that he got special attention in some way, he got jealous, whatever. Dan White murdered a gay person because he was gay. Tucker Carlson, in college, thought that was hilarious. Yeah, I'm a member of the Dan White Society. Now, again, is it possible Tucker Carlson, a member of the Dan White Society that celebrates someone who murdered a politician for being gay, is it possible that they've changed their mind and now they're a trans woman, like their Twitter handle or their Twitter profile suggests? Is it possible? Sure. But let's be honest. You're a fucking moron if you think so. Now, I want to look at Tim Pool's Twitter feed for a moment here. Tim Pool was on a rampage over the last 24 hours. I would have just selected a couple tweets, but there's just so many of them. Tim Pool, how many followers does Tim Pool have? Let's scroll up for a moment here. How many followers does this guy have? 1.4 million followers, okay? He's got 1.4 million followers. Now, again, I've done this calculation before. Let's say, bots and spam, whatever, 30% of his followers are fake. Okay. Now, let's say that leaves like what? About 1 million? All right, okay. So let's say half of the 1 million followers don't actually agree with him, but they just follow him because he's popular and they want, I don't follow him, but they want to keep on top of right-wing violence, right? That still leaves 500,000 people that follow this guy and believe all of the things that he says. Tim Pool said, "The grooming of children is not stopping. People are calling for more violence." Many people are saying. People are calling for violence. I'm not doing anything. No. It's people, of which I am not, obviously, right? I do not think legislators will stop the grooming. People will not stop calling for violence, so you tell me what happens next. This is a declaration of war, is what this is. Now, again, because our society is built around dumb motherfuckers, right? And being nice to dumb motherfuckers, legally speaking, this word, people, right? Legally speaking, this word exonerates him. This word makes it so this is not a crime. People. He knows that. You think Tim Pool doesn't have a lawyer? He knows that. Why do you think Donald Trump frequently says, many people are saying? Why? In reality, that's what he is saying, but he wants to make it seem like it's some grassroots campaign. Now again, what does grooming mean? Grooming, definitionally, is engaging in semi-sexual or in some cases overtly sexual behavior with someone under the legal age of consent with the intent to, when they become of age, to engage in a sexual relationship with them. That is grooming. Grooming is not wearing a costume and reading a book. That is not grooming. If wearing a costume and reading a book is grooming, then grooming doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't. Let's be honest. When you ask these people what grooming is, their example is like drag queen story hour, fully clothed, reading a book. Now, again, frequently, they talk about groomers, but very conveniently, they leave out the largest grooming industry, religion. Now, I think Tim Pool may be an atheist, I'm not sure, but the largest industry that profits off of and engages in grooming is the Catholic Church. Religion is the industry, the church is the specific organization that is number one groomers in the world. So anyway, there's more here. We shouldn't tolerate pedophiles grooming kids. Club Q had a grooming event. How do prevent the violence and stop the grooming? A quote tweet from Kurt Schlugl. I don't think we have to tolerate pedophiles because some asshole shot up a gay bar. Frankly, a lot of people are trying to convince us we need to tolerate pedophiles, seem to be happy to use any excuse to silence our opposition. Pedophiles. Now again, this tweet, the grooming of children is not stopping. What is grooming? It's not defined. Then very next tweet, we shouldn't tolerate pedophiles grooming kids. Club Q at a grooming event. Did Club Q have a grooming event? Now again, the definition of grooming is to engage in semi-sexual or in some cases overtly sexual behavior with someone usually maybe like 2 to 3 years under the age of consent. Usually, I mean, again, there are people that will groom people from a much younger age. That is a thing, absolutely. But again, in order to engage in a sexual relationship with them when they reach the age of consent. That is grooming. With that definition in mind, Club Q did not have a grooming event. Now again, Tim Pool says pedophiles grooming kids. Now, did he necessarily say that Club Q had a grooming event hosted by pedophiles? No. And again, note, I watch a lot of lawyer shows, right? So note the language here. In this tweet, he uses the word people. And again, note like the way he does the line breaks. This is very, very, very specific, right? It's very specific, and it is worded very, very specifically to get him out of legal liability. So we shouldn't tolerate pedophiles grooming kids. Obviously, that is a statement that I would say 99% of the population, maybe 90, I don't know what the pedophile population is, but the 100% of people that are not pedophiles would agree with that, right? But then he says Club Q at a grooming event. Now, again, noticeably, he leaves the word pedophile out of the second line. He could have said Club Q at a pedophile grooming event, but then that is a direct claim in regards to Club Q, which is verifiably false. So he leaves the word pedophile out, but pedophiles in your mind. I don't want to tolerate pedophiles grooming children. So, but Club Q at a grooming event, does that mean they're pedophiles? That's what the person reading this is going to think. But again, legally, he has escaped liability. If he made a claim that Club Q was hosting a pedophile grooming event, he could probably be sued for defamation. Now, he might still be able to be sued for defamation, but it probably wouldn't be successful, right? And then Tim Pool says, how do prevent the violence and stop the grooming? Well, again, the both sides. Oh, we don't like violence, but people are wanting to be violent. And the reason, the motivation for their violence is the pedophile grooming. That, by the way, again, in the real world, not a thing. Not a thing. Right? Someone reading a book to a kid dressed up in a costume. When I was a kid, I had someone dress up as Cat in a Hat and read me Dr. Seuss books. Is that grooming? No. But again, you can move on here. If you're claiming that groomer refers to all LGBT people, then you're calling all LGBT people pedophiles and inciting violence against them. Stop protecting groomers. Stop inciting violence. So again, this is quote tweeting Senator Scott Wiener, who I believe is a gay state senator from California. The word groomer is categorically an anti-LGBTQ hate word. It's super homophobic and transphobic. It plays into the slander that LGBTQ people are pedophiles. It's no different than calling someone a faggot. If you call someone a groomer, you're inciting violence against LGBTQ people. That's a fact. But again, Tim Pool, again, language is a weapon. Tim Pool is trying to like do the out left. Oh, this guy. In fact, I love gay people so much. I love the queers so much. Look at me. I'm Tim Pool. I love the queers. If you're claiming that groomer refers to all LGBT people, then you're calling all LGBT people pedophiles and inciting violence against them. So again, Tim Pool constantly says all queer people are groomers over and over and over again. They see a queer person in a video somewhere, groomer, 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 groomer. Then it catches on. Groomer has become an anti-LGBT slur. That's a fact, right? Then he says, whoa, I never said all queer people were groomers. It's just that 100% of the time that I've been around queer people or saw them, I called them groomers. But I never said they were all groomers. Now, again, what he does is he says that Scott Wiener is inciting violence against his own and our own community. Now, I don't know much about Scott Wiener other than than this stuff, but think about that. He flipped it. Now, again, look at the likes, 10,000 likes. People are going like, yeah, man, woo! Get them, the groomers, bro. Think about how insane you need to be to tell a gay person that they're the ones inciting violence against their own community because they are fighting back against the word groomer. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, again, we're going to move on from Tim Pool. Tucker Carlson's show had a guest from the group Gays Against Groomers. Now, once again, Tucker Carlson, member of the Dan White Society, who is Dan White, murdered the first openly gay politician because he was gay. So, I don't even, like, this is a clip that it honestly, like, again, this is a declaration of war, is how I perceive this. If you disagree, then I kindly suggest that you go fuck yourself and take yourself out of society. Do not engage with society. Stay at home all day, eat a bunch of fast food until you die of heart disease. You are useless. If you can watch this 44-second clip and not be scared out of your mind, if you're a queer, not to be scared out of your mind. If you are a quote-unquote ally, you should still be scared out of your mind. This clip is horrifying. I watched this clip this morning. I'm not going to lie. I'm scared. This shit is scary. 2 million views on Twitter. But the largest cable news show in the world is bringing people on who are directly, now again, I'm going to play this in a second, directly advocating for violence. Directly advocating for violence on mainstream television. Let's watch.
Right. I mean, it shouldn't have to be said, but what is anti-LGBTQ that these people need to understand, and what is putting our community in great danger is, claiming that all of us support this and just associating all of us with this. Saying that groomer is an anti-LGBTQ slur, that is doing irreparable damage to us as a whole, and is putting a really large target on our backs. And unfortunately, the tragedy that happened in Colorado Springs the other night, it was expected and predictable. We all, within Gays Against Groomers, saw this coming from a mile away. Yeah. And sadly, I don't think it's going to stop until we end this evil agenda that is attacking children.
So note, the way she starts like stumbling on her words at the end. This evil agenda against our children. Now again, this is all entirely made up. I need you to understand that. This is made up. Queer people are not grooming your children. Teachers are not teaching critical race theory. It's not real. You were lied to. Now again, I've said this before on my show, that disinformation is so powerful. Think about this. Let's imagine you've never ever heard of gay people. Like, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I don't know how that would be a thing, but let's just imagine this. You can use any subject. and someone, the first time you ever hear about gay people is someone telling you that all gay people are groomers and pedophiles, you are going to be more likely to believe that because it was the first thing you were told about the subject. Look at history. If someone says, oh, you know, something, you know, the Nazis were socialists, and that's the first thing you heard about the subject, you're going to think, oh, yeah, the Nazis are socialists, right? It takes more effort to debunk disinformation. Again, it's not equal. You can lie to someone, and then someone else can tell them the truth, and they're more likely to believe the lie because someone who told them the truth didn't debunk the lie. Think about that. If I tell you the truth, someone else lies to you, you're more likely to believe the lie if you heard it first. And so that's what this is. Now, again, Tim Pool said the same thing. This is what's going on here. Now, again, the last 10 seconds.
Against groomers saw this coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
And sadly, I don't think it's going to stop until we end this evil agenda.
We don't think it's going to stop. As in, it's not going to stop until we end the evil agenda. And that's one of the things that's pretty crazy. Is, again, how do we end the evil agenda? What's the policy prescription? You ask me a simple question. How do you solve the homelessness crisis? I'll give you my policy prescription. You take 5-star hotels, pay them off, right, and house homeless people in these hotels. You give every homeless person a cash stipend and multiple job opportunities depending on what their potential skill sets are, right? And you help them along the way, maybe give them a therapist, right? You know, maybe you can create social activities, you know, create a community and help these people. I can give you a policy prescription. Now, again, ask any right-winger, any of them, could they give you a policy prescription on how to, quote, stop the evil agenda? Now, again, the evil agenda is not even really defined. What is the evil agenda? Oh, it's groomers. Well, what are groomers? Oh, they're pedophiles. Oh, but what are the pedophiles? The drag queens? What? Now, again, but okay, whatever it is they want to define as the evil agenda, how do you stop it? They never talk about that. Again, Tim Pool is talking about legislators are not stopping the grooming, right? Like, look at this tweet here. Legislators are not stopping the grooming. How do they stop the grooming? How do legislators stop the grooming? Does anyone know? What's the policy? You'd think, right? Donald Trump at CPAC 2021, February 2021, his first speech, major speech after January 6th. He dedicated about like maybe a third of the speech to talking about how transgender people are evil. Not a single moment in that speech did he give any specifics. From that moment on, anti-queer propaganda has been mainstreamed. It's been mainstreamed, okay? And over the course of the last 2 years, I have heard zero policy. Zero. They have not a single time presented any policy prescription. Why? Because they can't. There is no policy prescription. Why? Because the whole thing that they're crying about is made up. Being a pedophile is already illegal. This is like when people say, like, crime should be illegal. Being a pedophile is already illegal. If Drag Queen Story Hour were hosted by pedophiles with 2 years of non-stop media frenzy, you would think by now, 2 years into this media circus, you would think if the drag queens were pedophiles, you would think they would have been arrested by now. Right? Being a pedophile is illegal. If you talk about the pedophiles for 2 years and they're not being arrested, is it possible they're not pedophiles? No, it's possible the whole government is in a conspiracy. Because that's how these people think. One of the most notorious pedophiles in human history, Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, friend of billionaires. What are billionaires? Right-wing mega maniacs. Best friend of right-wing politicians. Former President Donald Trump. Best friend of liberal politicians, sure. And so again, think about it. If there actually was an epidemic or pandemic of queer people grooming children at Drag Queen Story Hour, you'd think we'd see a story. You know, like, if there were one story, all there needs to be is one. There's one. There's one. All there needs to be is one. You'd think they'd have one story. You'd think they'd have one fucking story. Was Jeffrey Epstein friends with, like, left-wingers? No, he was friends with right-wingers, neoliberals, conservatives, and rich people. The most notorious pedophile in world history, potentially. So again, 2 years of a microscope that we're all living under, and they have found no examples of drag queens grooming children or being pedophiles. Zero. Because if they did find an example, you don't think Tim Pool would show all these examples? Where are they? Where are they? Oh, they don't exist. They don't exist. You'd think Tucker Carlson would show the mugshot of the drag queen pedophile. You'd think, right? Because they don't exist. Isn't that a little weird? I care about the homelessness crisis in this country. I can go outside in any major city and I'll see a homeless person. I'll see the problem. I'll see it with my own eyes. I can look online and do research and find out that, yes, there are homeless people. If my major issue was stopping the grooming and pedophilia from drag queens, and there are no examples of this happening, I can't find any of them. I go to the Drag Queen Story Hour and they're just reading books to kids and going home. Again, this is a declaration of war, is what this is. The largest cable news show in the country, news, with the largest outreach, is openly saying the only way to stop the evil agenda is with violence. Again, I want to play this again.
Our backs. And unfortunately, the tragedy that happened in Colorado Springs the other night, it was expected and predictable. We all, within Gays Against Groomers, saw this coming from
They saw it coming,
a mile away. Yeah. And sadly, I don't think it's going to stop until we end this evil agenda that is attacking children.
We end this evil agenda. It's not going to stop until we end the evil agenda. It doesn't mean anything. What's the policy? What's the policy? What do you want to enact? You want to make pedophilia illegal? I got good news for you, buddy. It's been illegal for a long time. But wait, there are states in this country where you can marry a 14-year-old. There are Republican politicians in this country that have married 14-year-olds that also talk about pedophile groomers on the left, etc. So anyway. Again, think about logic. Logic. Right-wingers do not operate on a logical realm, right? They use language as a way to gain power. That's it. They don't care about right and wrong. You think Republicans give a fuck about right and wrong? They don't give a shit. They care about power. They care about oppressing people and making other people suffer. That's what they enjoy. They are psychopaths. It's that simple. Now again, any issue, you take any issue, ask a left-winger, what's your policy prescription for people dying of the flu? They could probably give you a good fucking answer. You ask someone, how do you stop the groomers? The only answer, literally, the only answer is mass murder and violence. That's all they got. They have never, not a single fucking time, given any possible, even remotely close to anything remotely related to a policy prescription on how to stop the pedophile grooming epidemic. They have never said anything, ever, at all, about how to stop it other than violence. That's it. That's it. That's their only policy prescription that they've ever talked about is violence. But they don't say it. People are saying it. Oh, I'm not saying violence. People, many people are saying to commit violence. So, I don't want to do this segment. I don't want to do a fucking daily political show where I have to deal with these kinds of news stories. I don't want to, but I'm doing it anyway because that's my job. But who else is going to do this? Is anyone else going to do a segment like I just did? Are cis people going to do this segment? No. Maybe a couple of them. I don't know. It's possible. Is anyone on cable news going to do this segment that I'm doing? MSNBC? No. Anyone on Fox News going to debunk that? No. The only people that are going to debunk this information, this disinformation, are people that are in the same ecosystem that we are. We're not going to get any outreach. Liberals don't care. They don't care about me. They don't care about you. They don't care about anybody except themselves. They're just as selfish as right-wingers. They just don't want to have all the baggage. So-called allies. So-called allies, they want the branding of being progressive and friendly, but they don't want to do any of the actions. They don't want to do anything to actually, put their money where their mouth is. They just want to claim all the credit. I'm an ally, bro. I'm an ally. And do nothing. That's crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy fucking shit. This is crazy fucking shit. What else? Like, what do we do? What's the thing? Where do we go from here? Like, you ask me what I think the future is going to look like. I'm scared. I'm scared. And no one cares. No one cares. They don't care. You think people... Now again, allies. They love the branding. And branding is fine. And you know what? I'd take good branding over bad branding any day. But are these big and popular allies going to do their news shows where they talk about this stuff? But are they going to do any actions other than talking about it? Nah. Are they going to elevate the voices of trans people so that we can talk about it? Nah. They're going to do their branding exercise, and that's it. Because what else can they do? Think about it. What else can they do? What else can we do? I don't know, man. If you're an ally, if you have a news show, consider bringing someone who's affected by this stuff on. But a lot of the times they don't do that. They just want to have their branding. Oh, I think right-wing violence is bad. Anyway, next story. That's crazy. Like, think about it. Who is like the most popular transgender like YouTuber you can think of? Like ContraPoints or some shit? Like, is ContraPoints going on television, on news, cable news, and talking about this stuff? I don't know. Probably not. I have never heard of that. Maybe it's possible she's been on a news show at some point. I don't know. Is anyone with a large platform going to bring her on there to talk about these issues? Nah. 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 They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about trans people. It's all branding. They don't give a fuck about us. Have I gotten any invites I know, making myself the main character. Have I gotten any invites from new shows more popular than me to come on and give my perspective? Nah. No one's asked me to do anything about it. Other than people, you know, that are like in my audience and want me to cover the story. But no one cares. They don't care. It's just that simple. They don't give a fuck. Now again, I don't want to throw liberals under the bus too much here. But let's be honest. Where are they? Where are the liberals? Maybe they can have their epic YouTube rant, their fiery monologue. But what else are they doing? Democratic politicians don't give a fuck about us. They use us for branding. Then they get elected. And then, you know, hey, I'm going to call the politicians. Oh, straight to voicemail. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't. The election's over. The election's over. They don't care. So Republicans and right-wingers want to murder us. Liberals are in the confusion realm. Oh, this is so wrong. I'm outraged. And meanwhile, they're not doing anything. But then also, what can they do? What is the option? The only thing I can think of, organizing, using money to fund organizing. A lot. Think about it. You see, I don't want to be this. I don't want to be this person to say that anyone that has money is evil. But do you notice that these like really popular left-wing YouTubers, Twitch streamers are really fucking wealthy? You never notice that a lot of these people live in like New York or Los Angeles, extremely like expensive places to live in? These are some really, and again, I'm not trying to sit here and tell you that anyone that has more money than me is evil. I'm not that kind of person. But like, I've had like $100 in my bank account, and I've still contributed money to places and organizations that have needed it. And I'm sure people, they give money to charity, and I'm sure that they love to talk about it and take credit for it. But again, charity is insufficient. It really is. We need to build stuff. Organizational institutions that actually are willing and able to do things. I don't want to join another fucking progressive organization where I go to a meeting and they all talk about, we're going to knock on doors. We're going to spend thousands of dollars to knock on doors. How about we do something more fucking valuable with our goddamn time? How about we spend thousands of dollars on a massive education campaign? Anything that could possibly make a dent in this shit, no one's going to do it. It's too much of a risk. I don't want to throw $5,000 down the drain for some trannies to like fucking tell people about why we shouldn't kill them. They don't care. I'm not going to bring a filthy fucking tranny on my show. Fuck. I'm just going to say my little monologue, 3 minutes, and then I'm done. Because they don't care. Liberals don't care. They don't give a shit about us. It's just that simple. Trans, gay, whatever, they don't care about you. They'll pretend to care when something like this happens, and a week from now, they're back to whatever else. They don't care. And what am I going to do? Think about this. Okay. Now the tranny freak is the main character. What am I going to do? Anything I would possibly come close to accomplishing, there is a 100% chance I would be assassinated first. Think about it. People have tried killing me already. I've had neo-Nazis send police teams to my house. Right? I've had people stalk and dox me. People have tried killing me many times. And I have 40 viewers on YouTube. 40 viewers on YouTube. If I had 400 viewers, I'd probably be dead. If I had 4,000 viewers and I was doing something productive and actually that mattered, I would be killed. I can't. I'm not in this position. I can't do it. Look at, like, again, civil rights icons. All the civil rights icons that came anywhere close to making a difference, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., what happened to them? They got killed. Right at the apex of their power, right as their power was starting to become a threat, they were killed. So, I don't know. If you have a solution, like, I'm willing to listen to any solution. But I'm not seeing any. Outside of the liberals getting their fucking shit together. Because again, liberals are the biggest demographic. Politically in this country, liberals are the biggest demographic. If you want to break this down into like 4 different demographics, right-wingers, liberals, lefties, and then other. Other, like, the aliens people and like the vaccine conspiracy, like those, like the, some, the wellness, like the faith healing, that's just throwing in other category. But of the 3 main political demographics, leftist, liberal, right-winger, leftists are the smallest, liberals are the biggest, and they don't care. They don't fucking care. They don't fucking give a shit. They don't care. Leftists have no power. Minorities have no power by design. Right-wingers have all the power by design. Minoritarian rule. The largest group of people in this country are liberals, and yet Republicans control almost all the states. Like half the states are controlled by Republicans, even though the majority demographic are liberals. Why? Because liberals don't care. They don't give a fuck. You ever think it's crazy? Half the population doesn't vote. Now again, I'm not saying voting is going to solve all of our problems, but think about it. Republicans spent 2 years threatening to kill me and people like me, and yet still half the electorate was like, I don't care. Oh, 2 years of minorities being under assault, black people getting murdered by police, I don't care. Trans people being murdered by right-wing lunatics, I don't care. Gay people being murdered by right-wing lunatics, I don't care. Immigrants being murdered, I don't care. That's the average American. They don't care at all. At all. They're evil. They're evil. It's psychopathy, and psychopathy is evil. But okay. All right. Liberals are evil. Now what? I've alienated the only demographic that could theoretically do something. Shit. Now what? Now what? All right, the left. Now all we got's the left. Have you seen the left? Have you seen the left? Have you been in left-wing circles? Have you ever joined a left-wing organization? Have you ever been at a progressive meeting? Have you ever been at any sort of organizing with left-wingers? Hey, I have. I've worked on progressive campaigns. I've been in protest organizations, right? I've been on consulted with people that are in government, and nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. Because they're working within a system that is designed to kill them. They're working within a system that is designed to snuff their voice out at all costs. So let's assume we all organize, all the left-wingers and all the sane, reasonable left-wingers, because there's a lot of crazy motherfuckers. And again, I don't think tankies, just, these Soviet people, these Russia apologists, those are not left-wingers. Those are right-wingers, okay? Just to be very clear. But even then, among people that have left-wing values, there's still a giant fucking goddamn amount of people that don't fucking care about minorities. Again, gays against groomers as a concept. A lot of lefties. I've seen a lot of left-wingers. 2 years ago, they were relatively normal. Now they hate gay people. Now they hate transgender people. Now they think transgender people... Like, I don't like kids. I don't like being around kids. I don't like when kids are around because then I feel weird about being myself and cursing. And, like, I don't want to be around kids. I get called a groomer every day. Every day. I wake up and I look at groomer, pedophile, groomer. I've had people come into my thing, my YouTube show, Twitch show, whatever, and tell me that I've raped kids and that, I have people that have written articles about me. I'm a child rapist. I don't even like children. I don't like being around children. I don't plan on having children, though I might change my mind. That's possible. And yet I'm still a groomer. Why? I literally stay at home all day. Now I go outside, I go on walks every now and then, but I don't go anywhere. The last time that I think I've ever seen a child, like I'm trying to think, like outside of like a grocery store, maybe. But the last time that I've been in like a social situation where a child was president was maybe like a year and a half ago. And yet I'm a groomer pedophile? And then you have the right-wingers that say, oh, no, we're not calling all transgender people groomer pedophiles. They are. They are. So, again, think about it. Liberals, they don't give a fuck about anybody. Right-wingers want to kill us all. Lefties also don't give a fuck. How many left-wingers have you met that have said the phrase identity politics? Think about this. How many left-wingers do you know of, commentators on YouTube, people you've met in organizing spaces, people you've seen on social media? How many left-wingers have you heard talk about the phrase identity politics over and over and over and over and over and over again? Again, that is a scapegoat. There is no such thing as identity politics. It's not real. If abortion is identity politics, if abortion healthcare is identity politics, then Jesus fucking Christ, we need to completely reshape our language here. So do I have a grand point here? No, I don't. I have nothing. I have nothing. I am all out of ideas. I'm out. I'm done. I'm going to tell you this personally. At this point, I feel like I have no stake in the outcome. I don't care. I want to save the world. I want to make humanity better. Why? Humanity wants to murder me. Why should I care about these people? I don't know. Someone convince me otherwise. I'm waiting. I'm here. I'm waiting. I'm begging. I've been begging on my show for years. Please, someone tell me. Tell me how we get out of this. No one has been able to successfully convince me that there is anything other than pain, suffering, torture, and chaos to be had in the future. We're fucked. It's over. It's over. Does anyone here have experience with mold? Let's say you got a jar and there's mold in it and you don't want mold in your jar. Well, you can go into the jar and try to remove the mold, or you can sit back and do nothing and the mold's going to grow and eventually kill everything else in sight. That is conservatism in this country. And the only people that can do something about the mold are the liberals, and they're not. So what do? We do nothing. We do nothing. The law is designed to help these people. Again, Tim Pool can go out there and say many people want to incite violence. To a million motherfuckers that believe his lies. And he can get away with it because he didn't say I, he said people. That's cool. That's cool. It's just another day in the hell world. So, you know, I could say, share the video. Is anyone going to watch an hour-long video from a tranny freak who's crying on a live stream? No one cares. You show this to your liberal friends, I'm bored. 2 minutes in, I'm bored. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. You show this to your parents, 2 minutes in, I'm bored. You show this to your cousin, 2 minutes in, I'm bored. No one gives a shit. This is boring. I'm boring. This is the boring show. Oh, tranny freak crying about, you know, hate crimes, crying about being the victim of stalking, doxing, swatting, assassination attempts. Oh, boo-hoo, I'm bored. I'm going to go watch Netflix. I'm bored. I'm going to go listen to the same song on the, you know, whatever my favorite song is for the 1500th time. I'm bored. I'm going to go jerk off. I'm bored. I'm going to go to Wendy's. So what do I have to do to get people to listen to me? Do I have to juggle while I talk about this stuff? Is that what I need to do? Do I need to get balls and start juggling while I do these segments? What else needs to happen before anyone actually starts to listen? So feel free to share the show, but let's say I got 40 viewers. All 40 people share the show with one person. Let's say there's a 99% chance that that one person for each person is, or like whatever the percentage is, I guess like 97%, are just going to watch 2 minutes and be bored. But let's say there's one person that'll watch the whole thing and go like, damn, I never, you know, whatever. Is that going to accomplish anything? Nah. Nah. Sorry. So let's say everyone shared this video with 5 people. 5 people, they're going to write back to you, I'm bored. You're going to text them again in the morning, hey, did you watch that video I sent? Nah, sorry, too long. So what can you do? I don't know. Can you give me money? That would help. Yeah, I'll take your money. That makes me feel better. But does it do anything? Where would your money be better spent? I don't know. That's all I got. All right. Yeah, I got to network more. Great. I got to beg and plead with people that are famous to pay attention to me. I can't do that. I'm not doing that. I got to network. How do I fucking do that? Hey, please pay attention to me. Please donate your fame to me. Now, I have no problem with being a whore. But, like, I don't know, man. I'm too autistic for that shit. I don't know how to navigate that minefield. Hey, famous person, please let me on your show so that I can network. And what is networking? Then I have to talk to people. Ugh. God. Networking is talking to people. You know what I mean? But yeah, maybe I'll go. I've gone on big shows before. And I get a bump. You know, a couple hundred subs in a couple weeks. Or a week or whatever. And then slowly but surely, all the new arrivals drift away. Maybe one. I know a lot of people here have come here from one of my appearances on another show. But you are one. Like, it's the 1% chance, right? And it's possible, yeah, 1% chance. You know, you keep gambling. It's gambling is what this is. It's gambling. You're cranking the machine. Every time I go on another show, crank. And then let's say, okay, people start watching my show. Then what? Then let's say, hypothetically, I get famous. What does that do? I mean, that might make me feel better. It might make me feel worse. I don't know. I don't know. I have no answers. I have no ideas. I had nothing. I should hire a PR manager. Oh, right. I'll hire a PR manager. Great idea. How much does that cost? I'll hire a PR manager. Are you going to fund it? Like, I don't know. Well, anyway, in other news, I'm depressed. And I don't feel good. So that's my update. How are y'all doing? Fuck? Did a bird fly into my window? Did anyone hear that? I think a bird flew into the window. Jesus Christ. God damn. So anyway, that's my show. I was not anticipating spending like an hour on that. My idea was like 40 minutes, but I have something else I could talk about, but I'll just save it for tomorrow. So anyway, Alright. So anyway, for all the allies out there, if you really do care about it, about making the tranny feel better, I've got an idea. You should subscribe to my other YouTube channel. It's for Doom speedrunning. Hit me up. Watch my videos. Oh, Christ. Do I talk to anybody? Like weekly? I don't have a therapist, if that's what you're asking. The only medication I use are marijuana, mushrooms, and alcohol. That's my medication schedule. Though I'm taking a break. So I've been sober for 3 days now. And needless to say, this sucks. But do I talk to people? Yeah. I have people that I talk to. But, you know. $2022-11-23. Yes, I'm telling you. We gotta make that a thing. Okay. Get a therapist. All right. Let's game this out here. Okay. So, one, where's this money going to come from? I don't have the money for a fucking therapist. Oh, I know. I'll get on Medicaid. Get a therapist in network. Yeah. In network. I'm sure the government-sponsored Medicaid therapists are going to be really good at treating people like me. And I'm sure that it's worth going into a therapist's office, catching a fucking disease, to talk to a person that probably is not even a good fit for me. But wait, Zoom. I'm gonna talk to a therapist on Zoom, motherfucker. I hate talking to people on the fucking internet. I hate it. Because there's that, like, weird delay, you know? And then, like, when you ever do these fucking, like, medical calls, like, they always have, like, the worst fucking connection in the world. They use a webcam from, like, 2003. Like, their microphone sucks. And, like, it's always a laptop, right? So whenever they type, it bounces the whole computer, right? You all know what I'm talking about. When you're on the fucking phone with a doctor, but like it's a Zoom call, but they're using a laptop, right? So they type on the machine and then it causes like the whole thing to like rumble slightly. And I'm supposed to talk about like my childhood trauma while that shit's going on? I'm sorry. That therapy, I don't know about that one. So, but, you know, it's a good idea. I had a therapist told me everything's gonna be okay. Sounds like a really good therapist. Oh boy, Fun P. Is my state of Medicaid? Yeah. Productive project. Hey, about to sleep. That's a good idea. Productive project, such as my other YouTube channel that you can check out. That's a productive project. Well, anyway, got a show going on here. One hell of a goddamn banger. Not to be confused with Bangor, Maine. Does anyone want to fucking have a commune in Bangor, Maine? So I'll go to Bangor. Quake 2 stream. I love Quake 2. Motherfucker, I'll fire that bitch up right now. Goddamn Quake ass 2. Goddamn Bangor. Going to Bangor. We're going to Bangor. Why did they create that? Why did they create that city? Why does it exist? Goddamn Bangor. Goddamn Quake ass too. I mean, Doom is better. Right? Like, Doom is better. That's a fact. That's a goddamn fact. I'll tell you that much. But, let's play some goddamn Quake ass too, yeah. Look. How do I fucking... Here we go. Got some Quake 2 here. For Fun P. Yeah. Yeah, this is my screen, by the way. It's got like shit all over it, playing some goddamn Quake ass too. Look at this. Established communications. 80% failing sidetrack. That's all I got. That's all I got, y'all. That's all I got. But thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. That's all I got, so.
And then they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's a perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. Because I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. Because my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know what the problem is though? It's definitely not me. I think it's everybody else.
Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in so easily, so crazy, so crazy.